Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is Starlight Beacon Transmissions, episode 60. Yes, between podcast form and live show form, we've done 60 of these now. My name is Eric Mitchell. I am one of your hosts. And joining me, as always, is my one of my best friends. One of my confidants, I guess you could say, too. It's Lavender the librarian. Lavender, how are you?
I'm good, Eric. How are you?
I'm all right. It's been a day and it's been a week, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
here.
feel that. And
Yeah,
it's been two weeks, or no, wait, it's been longer. It's been a while since we've actually both been able to do this.
yes, yes, because you missed our first Kenobi recap,
Yes.
and then we
Yeah,
didn't
I
have
was
yeah,
in the sticks.
yes, and then we didn't have the show last week because I was out of town too. And then we are like, well, screw it. We'll combine both episodes 3 and 4 for this recap. So here we are. But it's
Yep.
great to have you back. I
I'm glad
missed
to be
you.
back.
I hope that you had a wonderful time in West Virginia.
I had as great of a time as I could have possibly hoped to have in West Virginia.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You didn't go whitewater rafting, right? So
I
like,
didn't. I
okay,
didn't,
good.
but there was a wedding reception on the side of a mountain where when Take Me Home Country Roads came on, everybody stopped what they were doing and started singing, and there
Oh,
was a lot of moonshine.
oh, yeah. I can imagine the headaches coming out of that one.
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, moonshine is interesting. That's all I'm gonna
hmm
say about that.
I found
Uh,
out it's really good if you add it to Sonic drinks.
ooh.
Yeah, add a strawberry limeade, strawberry moonshine.
Well, okay.
It was
So
amazing. Drink
real,
recipes with Starlight Beacon
yeah,
Transmissions.
yeah,
Make us
real,
start the book.
yeah. Oh, yeah, we could.
Yeah.
Real quick though, before I introduce one of our guests for the evening, um, Disney sells moonshine during Food and Wine at Epcot.
Really?
What? Okay, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, so like 4 years
I didn't
ago,
know
when we went and we got engaged on that one trip, we were there for Food and Wine, and like we're going through, I believe it's the refreshment port. It's like one of the buildings right in front of World
that.
Showcase.
Yeah, the one if you veer off towards Canada, there's a
Yes.
little yeah,
Yeah,
that's their fresh report.
it's that one. And we were in there and I was looking around and I see these mason jars and I'm like, "What is this?" And I pick it up and it's moonshine. And like they had peach moonshine, apple pie
Ooh.
moonshine, strawberry
Apple pie is
moonshine.
so good.
Apple pie
Don't
moonshine is amazing.
don't
Yeah.
try cherry.
They
Not
did
good.
have cherry too. The peach was really good because it tasted like a peach cobbler.
hmm
Um, and then like they had straight up moonshine also. So I
No
picked up.
flavor. Got to
Rubbing
Oh
mix it
yeah.
with
alcohol.
Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah. So this is where I'm going with this. So I picked up I believe it was the strawberry and the peach, and then I picked up the regular bottle because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have some of this tonight. To relax after you get home from the parks. And
hmm
we were staying off property, so like we had like a kitchen and stuff, and I was just like, all right, yeah, I'll sip this tonight just to, you know, relax a little bit because Epcot takes a lot out of you. Like
Yes,
Epcot
it
is a
does.
long day.
Yep.
So my brother-in-law, well, my now brother-in-law, I poured myself just straight up moonshine in like this little glass with a little bit of ice, and I'm sipping it, and like it's strong. And
That's no joke.
oh no, and I was like, oh, this is good though. Like I drank it straight up. My brother-in-law says, "Hey, can you pour me a little bit of that?" And I was like, "Sure." So I grab a glass, put a couple of cubes in it, pour him just a little bit, and we go, "Cheers." He takes one sip and almost spits it out because he was just like, "Oh my god, that's so strong." And then like he keeps apologizing as he's like pouring half a Pepsi into this glass with this moonshine. He's like,
Oh
Eric,
no.
Eric, I'm so sorry. Eric, I'm so sorry. And I was just like,
It's meant to be mixed. Come on.
yeah. I was just like,
That's
dude, it's
literally
fine.
where Mountain Dew came from.
Yeah, exactly. Um, Farm Boy, welcome to chat. Who said shine, store bought, or the real stuff? I bought moonshine at Epcot. That was the story. Because Lavender said
I had
that.
the real stuff.
Lavender said that she had the real stuff at her wedding a couple of weeks ago, or at the wedding she attended a couple of weeks ago. Not her wedding. No,
Nope,
no,
not mine.
yeah,
I'm been there, done that.
yeah. Um, so we've got a fun show tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about some Star Wars news, and then we're going to talk some non-Star Wars news for just a tiny little bit. And then we're also going to go into recaps of episodes 3 and 4 of Kenobi. But keep in mind, those are going to be spoiler recaps. So if you've been living under a rock and haven't watched this show yet, I suggest
You've
that
been
you do
living in
that.
a
Uh,
you've been living in a cave in Tatooine.
yeah, exactly. With an Eopie outside. And you like your only dealings are with the Jawa, like uh but we're gonna get into that. And joining us, we have Aubrey. She's back. Welcome back. How are
Hey,
you?
good. I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. It's actually a beautiful day right now, so like I've got all the windows open with the cross breeze and everything. It's really nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Um, And then we are going to be joined by our buddy John, who is running just a few minutes late, but as soon as he gets on, he'll be joining us, and we're going to get into the fun with that. We have a couple of announcements here. No show August 13th, as my wife and I are going to be on vacation. We're actually going to be in Lavender's neck of the woods. We're going to be down in
Hey.
Florida. We are going to be going to the Gulf Coast for a little bit, and then we are going to be going to Orlando for the first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party,
Ooh,
and we are going to be at H2O Glow Nights at Typhoon Lagoon on that Saturday night.
That's
I've
gonna be epic.
Oh yeah, I've never been to Typhoon Lagoon, but I'm like
me neither.
super excited.
Favorites. They used to have a thing where you could snorkel with sharks back in like the
Ooh,
90s, and it was so cool. And I had a panic attack in the pool with sharks.
I don't
Re-
blame you.
At Typhoon Lagoon, you could swim with sharks?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's paved over now, and it's a like a beachy area. I was so sad. I was like,
Mm.
I've conquered some of my ocean fears. I might be able to do it now, but it's gone. So,
Okay, so it was
oh well.
probably like by the wave pool area then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was in that vicinity.
Yeah. But like
It was like a whole coral reef.
yeah, that's pretty cool. But like I've seen like the water slide rides and stuff, and I'm like, this is gonna be epic.
The wave pool there is so good.
That's what I've heard. Also, it ties into something that we talked about about a month or two ago with the SEA,
Hmm.
because that has SEA ties in with that with Misadventure Falls. And we get Mary Oceaneer's parrot on Misadventure Falls. It's the only animatronic in the water park, by the way.
That's awesome.
Yes. And let's see here. Oh, and our next announcement, June 20th. Mark your calendars because
What's
I'm actually.
happening then?
Oh, get ready. Um, I'm going to be on the road in Florida visiting my parents, but I'm still going to make this happen. It's our RPG night. We are coming back with our next RPG session. Apparently I can't speak tonight. And we are going to continue. We're not doing Law and Order, folks. I know. I know. You're going to have to wait for Law and Order because when it hits it's going to be very special. Um But we are going to continue our Star Cruiser storyline. Now that our crew has stolen the Star Cruiser, what are we going to do with it? And we have a new player joining us for that session. Should I reveal who it is?
I mean, if you want to.
Okay. We are going to be joined by our very own Lavender the Librarian. We are working on your character sheet now, or
Yep.
we're starting to work on your character sheet. I'm gonna have to tell you a little bit of the story. That way I can incorporate you.
Oh, I've been doing my homework too. I was listening at work today.
Ooh. Um,
Pop in the earbud while I'm shelving books.
nice. Yeah, our I'm gonna tell you right now, you're in for a long night. Because it's like we go like 3 hours.
That's fine. I mean, my nightly routine is to sit and watch like a 3-hour episode of Critical Role anyways, so like why
Oh,
not actually play?
perfect. So we have that going on. So let's get into a little bit of non-Star Wars news before we get into the Star Wars news here. So last, you know what? Let me start before I go to Awesome Con. Let me start with another franchise that's near and dear to my heart. And Lavender, we talked about this.
Hmm.
I don't know how you all feel about this, but and I lost followers because of my tweets for this.
Yes,
Um, uh, I love Ghostbusters,
I do too.
and yeah,
Mhm.
and this past Wednesday was Ghostbusters Day, and they had the very first Ecto Fest, which I really want to go to Sony Pictures lot now next year and go to Ecto Fest on Ghostbusters Day just to say I did it.
I
Uh,
mean, be cool.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun. Uh, so it culminated with a bunch of announcements, and then they screened Afterlife. And if you haven't seen Ghostbusters Afterlife, you should. It's absolutely incredible, and
I actually haven't seen it yet, and I need to. It's like on my
oh,
It's
list.
really good.
it's
I
so
just
good.
finally saw Sonic too,
Uh,
so
I
I'm
haven't
catching
seen
up.
that yet.
well, guess what? I haven't seen either one of the Sonic movies yet, and I grew up with
Me
that
neither.
franchise.
It was really good.
Yeah, I've heard both are great. I've heard they're both really fun. Um, but Ghostbusters Afterlife, absolutely fantastic movie. Really like it's pretty much the Ghostbusters equivalent of The Force Awakens.
Nice. Like
Um,
all the nostalgia, all the feels.
yeah, but while also telling a brand new story. And out of the kids, like you can tell like which one's gonna be which character from like the original Ghostbusters. Because that kid podcast is essentially race dance. Like Aubrey knows Aubrey knows what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Like they gave him the hair and everything.
Mhm.
Um. So anyway, they announced a couple of things. There is a while ago they announced that there is a console game in the works that is a 4v1 kind of like survival game. It's like Dead by Daylight kind of, but not
Mm.
really. Called Spirits Unleashed, where 4 players are going to play Ghostbusters. One player plays a ghost, and you get
That'll
to
be great.
terrorize people. Yeah, so that's a lot of fun. It gave me feels for like Evolved. Do you remember Evolve from like the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 days?
Haven't played. I can't say I've played it.
Okay, it was like this 4v1 like thing where like you're hunting a monster or the monster's hunting you,
Mhm.
sort of thing. So it's like in that vein.
You
Uh,
know what it is making me think of though is the Overwatch games where you have like a bunch of Mays fighting a Winston that's like the
oh
Yeti.
yeah, the Yeti
Yeah,
hunt.
the
Yeah,
Yeti hunt.
yeah.
Knew there was a name for that.
That was I actually enjoyed that one more than the Mace Snowball Brawl.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Uh, but so they talked about that a little bit. They announced 2 VR experiences are coming. One is coming to the Oculus Quest and the PlayStation VR 2. The other
Ooh.
one is going to be a touring experience called Ghostbusters
Mhm.
VR Academy, in which it's like this 2 level thing, right? The top level they teach you how to like use the proton packs and the traps and stuff all in VR. Then the bottom level you get to drive an ecto vehicle that flies in VR. Like it
What?
hovers.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. So that and I already told myself, I was like, if it comes to like DC or Philly, I'm going. Like if that's the closest that it comes, I'm going.
Yeah,
Um, so they announced that. They announced new comics. Dark Horse Comics is now going to have the Ghostbusters license. This comic is actually going to be canon and is going to bridge the gap between Afterlife and the newly announced Afterlife sequel that is happening. They announced a new animated show that is they're partnering with Netflix for, and they announced another animated movie is in the works.
that's gonna be great. I
Yes,
love Ghostbusters animation is just so good.
it
Like the
is.
real Ghostbusters series from like the 90s. I've watched it so many times.
That and Extreme Ghostbusters was really good too.
hmm
Yeah.
I was
Um,
definitely that kid that was like begging my mom to buy Ecto Cooler like every time you went to the
oh my
grocery store.
God, yes.
It was so good. It had no
Oh
business being that good.
no. And you know what? I will say this. When that 2016 reboot hit and they re-released Ecto Cooler, my wife and I hoarded that. Like,
As you should.
oh yeah, we got as much Ecto Cooler as we possibly could.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it at that point in time. I should have.
But
I
you know
should have
what?
a stockpile.
They should have re-released it again for Afterlife.
I thought they were going to. I was really surprised
Yeah.
that they didn't.
Maybe they will for the next movie and the next projects because
Maybe they'll just realize that they should always have Ecto Cooler because there's a bunch of like 30 and 40-year-old people who would just drink it
yeah.
because nostalgia all the time.
Aubrey, I have to ask you, have you ever had Ecto Cooler?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Oh, it's the
Gosh.
greatest high C flavor of all time.
What flavor is it?
It's like an orange citrus?
Yeah, it's like kind of orangey, kind of limey.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, and
Was it was it green?
it was green.
There
Yes,
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
always.
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like it has to be green.
And it
Yeah.
had Slimer on the container.
Yeah, it had
Like there was
Slimer
like
on the can.
Ghostbusters branding on it.
Yeah. It was awesome. It was so oh man, it was so good.
It sounds
It was like
good.
the original good like food merch movie tie-in.
Yeah.
It really was. It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing I can think of from back then that did that and was like successful.
Yeah, oh yeah. And it was High C that did it. And like I
Mhm.
said, greatest High C flavor of all
Yeah.
time. And I know
Yeah.
people are probably watching this and they're like, "Well, when are they going to talk Star Wars?" We're getting to it, okay? We're getting to
Okay,
it.
you know what though? Maybe there
Eventually.
could be a Star Wars cocktail with Ecto Cooler base.
Yeah. I mean, there's slime
You're
in
onto
Star Wars
something
and
here.
stuff, so
Yes.
Yeah, you're onto something here. So yes,
you
if
guys
you
need to write a cookbook.
exactly. Exactly. I
Or
don't
just
know.
a book of cocktails.
Yeah, or that, yeah.
Get drunk with Eric and Lavender. The Starlight Beacon Transmissions edition. We call this the Kessel Run.
There's probably already a drink out there called the
Oh,
Kessel
yeah,
Run.
probably, yeah.
It's
Uh,
okay.
yeah, exactly. Um, so yes, if you are a Ghostbusters fan, it's an amazing time. So real quick though, I didn't tell you what the working title for the Afterlife sequel is. So Aubrey, you remember the very end where they're heading back into New York, right?
Mhm.
The working title is called Firehouse.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah. And they said this is going to continue on the story of the Spangler family, which I
Okay.
think is a really cool
Mhm.
character to explore.
Yeah.
Because like Venkman's kind of two-dimensional. And like the first two movies are like all about Venkman.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. And here's John.
Hey.
Hey,
B.
hey. All right. And actually John is here just in time for oh wow, that's a shirt there, bud.
That's
What's
a great
up?
shirt.
It's a
Hey, Purple
fantastic
Twin.
shirt.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I thought that you would be crying about WizDG right now.
I am not currently updated on what is happening, but seeing how they have never won a final in a banner chain tournament, it would not surprise me if they are losing.
They are. Anyway.
Thank you for the letdown. I just wanted to say, the real reason I was running late was because I wanted to make sure I missed the Ghostbusters chat. Because I just really did not want to have to listen to all of that.
Wow.
You missed
okay,
all the
bud.
Ecto Cooler jokes.
Yeah, you missed all the Ecto Cooler jokes, bud.
Ecto Coolers are great, though. I will say
Yeah.
that.
Exactly.
Okay.
I want to try them now.
Well, if I still had some, I'd send them to you. Yeah.
You made it through the stockpile.
Little expires. Little
Yeah, the
expired.
stockpile.
Oh,
All
come on.
right.
High C never expires. Who are we
Yeah,
kidding?
Oh,
exactly.
That's true.
Exactly.
It's a disgusting truth.
That has a shelf life of like 50 years.
It
There's
will
probably
survive a nuclear war.
It really will.
There's probably OG Ecto Cooler that's still good.
Oh yeah.
Someone sells it on like eBay.
That, Tang, and Twinkies will survive a nuclear holocaust.
Yep.
All right. So let's actually talk about AwesomeCon here. If you've never been, you should try to go. It's in DC. John, you've gone in the past,
Too many
and
times.
it's absolutely fantastic. Um, it's overwhelming because of everything that's going on and like all the celebrities and stuff, but it's a lot of fun. So real quick, Eve, my wife, met Melissa Joan Hart and the two aunts from Sabrina the Teenage Witch from the old TGIF days. TGIF, if you're wondering what that is, it was Friday night programming on ABC. Hey Zach, thanks, buddy. It was Friday night programming on ABC where you had to tune in at a specific time or try to tape it in order to see what happened in that episode. Wow, I can't believe
Taping? What's taping?
So
I know, right?
there were these rectangles called VHS tapes. Oh man. But it was really cool, and I got to tell you, all three of them still look fantastic, and they haven't lost their wit at all. And like Melissa Joan Hart is married and has like 2 or 3 kids now.
Yep.
And and like I found out who she married, and John was shocked when I told him who she married.
I still can't believe it does not actually process because growing up, she married the guy my sister had a massive crush on growing up, and it was I never put those two together.
Obviously, Harvey from. Or wait. Are you talking about who she actually married?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Who is it?
Joey Lawrence.
Joey Lawrence.
No
Ew.
way.
That was my reaction.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that would happen on TGIF.
Yeah. Yeah, but like you would think they'd cross over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Wow. That's crazy. I didn't realize
I
that.
forget what show was Joey Lawrence on.
They had Brotherly Love. It was all
That's
three of the
right.
Lawrence brothers.
That's right.
In Philly, I think.
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was really cool. And then we saw Haley Atwell from a distance at a panel. Which
I love her.
she's fantastic. But everybody kept asking her Marvel questions.
Aw.
And it was like the same question over and over again.
Aw. Was she there for something Marvel related, or did she have a panel that was like?
She just had a Q&A
herself?
panel.
Okay.
Like about her career and stuff. And like somebody asked her about like her theater experience and like a few other things. Like I think she did an episode of Black Mirror also. She's done Doctor Who in the version of audio dramas for Big Finish, which I should have gotten up and asked her about that because I was like, I know her from this instead of like.
I would love to see her be the Doctor at some point. I know there was fan art of her as the Doctor
Yeah.
before Jodie Whittaker was cast.
Yeah, she would be perfect, I think. So there's that, and then, oh man, so before I get to the big meetup here, I will say this: I attended my first drag show at AwesomeCon. That happened during the costume contest.
That's lovely.
Yeah, it was a cosplay drag show. in which I have to say it was entertaining. Not my cup of tea, but it was still entertaining. Just because like I'm not used to it, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it took me like going to a few before I like really warmed up to it.
yeah, but
Like it's a lot.
oh, it
It's a lot of
is.
energy.
It really is, but it was fun. Don't get me wrong, it was fun. Like they got the crowd into it and everything, and I think that's great. Uh, if I would attend next year's probably, but I do not see myself like going out to go to a drag show.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Uh,
Like this one because it was a cosplay crossed
yeah,
over. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. I think that's more my niche. I think. Um, have so you've attended a drag show, Lavender. John, I know you've
Yeah.
attended a drag show. Aubrey, have you?
No, I have not.
Oh, you're in for a treat if you ever do. That's all I'm gonna
I
say.
want to go to one. They look fun.
They're
Yeah,
They
wonderful.
are absolutely like if you are an introvert and you muster up the energy to go out and you go to a drag show, you will be hit in the face with so much energy. It
yeah,
is like as an extreme extrovert, like it was like energy overload. Like it
Oh
is
no.
there's literally nothing that compares to going to a drag show like when it comes to just whatever goes on.
yeah.
Uh but in all reality, when you break it down to what it is, it's an incredible art form. Also,
It
like
is.
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
A
very
lot of
very
talent.
impressive.
It really
Yeah.
is.
Mhm.
And the amount of care and time that comes in that goes into it.
Mhm.
I mean, nothing but respect. Like absolutely
Oh
nothing
yeah.
but love and respect for the people that do that. Because it's a way for them to express themselves.
Mhm.
Now, my closest experience to a drag show before that was an episode of Doom Patrol. Have you seen that?
I haven't.
Oh, it's so good.
I know
Uh,
I'm missing.
Oh,
I still need to catch up on
it's
all the
so good.
DC shows.
Um, all I'm gonna say is watch that episode, especially at the end, because there's a karaoke bit that is absolutely amazing. And the guy from White Collar sings. The young guy, Matt Bomer, whatever his name is. Yeah,
Yeah, Matt Bomer.
yeah. Okay, so I met somebody at AwesomeCon.
I
He
think I've seen
created.
pictures.
Yes, you have seen pictures. He created one of the greatest characters to ever come out of Star Wars. Originally a book character, but became a canon character when they appeared in Star Wars Rebels. I'm talking Grand Admiral Thrawn himself. This is the Essential Legends Collection box set. The artist that did the artwork for all three covers was there, so I bought the box set from
That's
her.
awesome.
She signed it there, and then signed each book for me too. And then Timothy
That's
Zahn
so
signed
cool.
it right there too.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
great.
and then he signed each book here too. And then I got him to sign two of the new canon books that he did.
Nice.
Yeah. I have to say he is the most down to earth Star Wars writer I have ever met. And like him and E.K. Johnston and Charles Soule are like very down to earth.
Mm.
We were talking Thrawn Ascendancy. Have you read Thrawn Ascendancy, Lavender?
I am still on the first book.
Okay, has Thurfian shown up?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'm way early in. I was trying to
Okay.
do the audiobook and then I realized I'm like I'm gonna have to use the physical one because the names are throwing me.
Yeah. So there's this bad guy in the trilogy that's part of Thrawn's family. His name's
Mhm.
Thurfian. And like I was talking to Timothy Zahn and I was just like, dude, I hate Thurfian. And Timothy Zahn's like, that's the reaction I want. He said he's such a great villain to write because Thrawn is the hero of the book. And even like in like the new canon stuff where Thrawn is part of the Empire, Thrawn's not a bad guy at all. He's just trying to protect
No.
his people. And like that's what he was trying to explain. So he had a panel about his career and stuff, and then like a lot of the questions were about Thrawn. And Timothy Zahn was talking about how like Thrawn Thrawn doesn't play the political game at all because he doesn't feel that politics should be involved with the military.
Hmm.
He feels that the military is there to protect the people. And that's what he's doing in the Chiss Ascendancy. The politics get involved, and that drives Thrawn further into the military to try to separate himself from the politics. And it was really, really interesting to hear about his thought process and stuff when it comes to creating these characters and these worlds. And he was talking about like other pitch ideas that he has, and he says he wants to do an Obi-Wan story similar to what we're getting with Kenobi now, of just Obi-Wan just causing chaos like somewhere, just to say that he's doing it. Because like
Hmm.
it ties into what Obi-Wan's doing now by like causing
Hmm.
chaos. And I said to myself, that would be a lot of fun. Um, and then I also told Timothy Zahn I loved Star Wars Scoundrels. Um,
Oh yeah.
it's so if you haven't read Star Wars Scoundrels, you should. It is Han Solo's 11. It is pretty much Ocean's 11 set in the Star Wars universe.
Yep.
It's amazing. It's so good. And Han and Lando have this great back and forth and like so good. It's not canon. Hopefully he can rewrite it to make it canon because I would love to see that story. Well, Last Shot's kind of like that, but
Yeah.
yeah, but it's so good. So Timothy's
As close
on.
as we're gonna get right now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So Timothy's on, absolutely incredible. Um, I ran into an Avar Chris cosplayer,
Ah.
who's part of our server, Dracona Rose. So if you're watching, Rose, this is your shout out. Um, I was the only person that recognized her as Avar Chris. Everybody just thought she was some random Jedi.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
so
stinks.
I saw her walking by, and like I saw the tabards, and I was like, those are High Republic tabards. And then I saw the blonde hair, and I was like, oh no, don't tell me that's Avar Chris. And then I kind of lean over, and I look, and I see the gem, and I'm like,
Yes.
I love your Avar Chris cosplay. And she's like, you're the only one that knows who I am. Like she was so excited. Um, so that was really cool. Uh, One of my favorite things about cons, and I'm sure that you all have been to cons here, Artist Alley's a great place.
My
Um,
favorite.
yeah, I love supporting small comic creators and stuff. I got into this one action espionage comic called Terminus Veil. Check it out. It's amazing. What Jack and his team have done with creating this world, it's incredible. It's action packed. It's so good. It's so good. It's a great spy thriller with a little bit of sci-fi. So check it out. Also, if you are a horror movie fan or a fan of suspenseful movies, Mixtape Massacre is a board game and board game
Heard of that
company.
one.
Yes. So they're about to launch their third game, which is called Float, which takes all of the like shark movie horror tropes, giant squid movie horror tropes, and like you're trying to survive on this raft. You can back it, or well, no, it's already been backed on Kickstarter, but if you pre-order it, you get an expansion with it, and they're adding Cthulhu to the game as well. So there's that. I am sorry, I'm going off on tangents here tonight. So let's get into the news here. Uh,
I-
I know we're 38 minutes into this thing, and people are like, "Well, you're still not really talking about Star Wars."
Wait. There's one more thing from AwesomeCon that you have to cover because I know you met Timothy Zahn,
Uh huh. And the
but
artist, huh?
Oh my gosh, how are you forgetting this part,
who
Eric?
else from Star Wars did you meet, Eric?
It just does not.
Yes.
It
I
doesn't
am
compute
so
at
sorry.
all.
I am so sorry. That weekend is a blur, and it literally just happened. Anthony Daniels. we got to meet Anthony Daniels and do a photo op. If you've
You
ever,
forgot about Anthony.
I did.
Right?
I was so obsessed with Timothy
He's
Zahn.
like, let's move along.
Yeah. Um, Anthony Daniels, like, he just said hi to us because, like, if you've ever done a photo op at a con, like, they rush you in and rush you out because they've
Yeah.
got, like, thousands of other people that are trying to take photos. So he's like, oh, hey, guys. And I was like, oh, hey. And then, like, we took the picture. I'm pointing at him. And then, like, we get ushered out. That's it. And I was like,
Aw.
oh, okay. So, like, really, really nice though. Like from the 5 seconds I interacted with him, like super nice guy. So I can now say I officially met C3PO. I walked by Giancarlo Esposito
Ooh,
while he was at his
love
booth.
him.
Almost told him I loved him in Homicide: Life on the Street because that's where I originally knew him from.
Mine's Once Upon a Time.
Was he in Once
Magic.
Upon a Time?
Ooh.
He was the Magic Mirror.
Oh, that's interesting.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Moff Gideon was the Magic Mirror in Once Upon a Time. My wife's like, I didn't get that far.
Oh. I think it was still season 1, but yeah.
Yeah. It's on Disney Plus. You can watch it sometime. But yeah, so I am so sorry I forgot about that. I should turn in my Star Wars card right now. It was just to me like there's just so much that goes on at that con that like you
Mhm.
kind of forget like everything that happened that day.
That's fair.
Yeah. But I will also say this: if you're gonna go, stay outside DC and take the metro in because the metro system is incredible and incredibly efficient. That's all I'm going to say. DC
Yeah, you
has
don't
their
have to
crap
drive in
together.
DC traffic.
Oh my god, that's the worst. Because it drops you right off at the convention center.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, like you go right up the escalator and boom, you're right there. So,
Orlando and Tampa need to get on that.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's get to the news. Lavender, why don't you take over the news for me this evening?
I get to do my news anchor voice. I don't know. I don't have a news anchor voice. I was kidding about that.
Breaking
right.
at 11.
Breaking at 11. Let's take a look at traffic on the 405.
Oh gosh. What's the weather like today? Hot. 'Cause
Hot.
It's
Florida.
gonna rain.
Hot,
It's
humid.
gonna rain. Who wants this dog?
Hey man, our weather guys told us today it's gonna rain all day. I wore boots and everything, not a drop. And it's Florida, so it should have, but I digress. All right,
right.
so coming up in our Star Wars news here, there is a preview of Bounty Hunters number 24. So that's on our comic news lineup. It says Hunting for the Empire and Marvel Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 24. A show of imperial strength and order can so quickly descend into chaos. In this exclusive first look at Marvel Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 24, Baylor Valance. Did I say that right?
Valance.
Baylor Valance.
Yeah.
And his team try to thwart an assassin on a job for the Empire. It's written by Ethan Sachs, illustrated by Paolo Villanelli, with a cover by Giuseppe Camuncoli. That comes out June 15th. And I'm still woefully behind on my comics. So it looks amazing, but I don't know what's going on yet.
I'm like 2 issues into this series also, I'm not going to lie. But it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun.
We need to turn in our Star Wars comic cards. Like,
Yeah.
we're clearly not fans if we're not up to date on Bounty Hunters.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm up to date on High Republic.
That's what matters.
There you go.
And this is Starlight Beacon Transmissions. So
It is.
of course we have Obi-Wan Wednesdays, which
Mhm.
is the the marketing push that they're doing to coincide with the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. This I am actually really excited about. We have the Tala Durith pop figure that's coming out. That was the character who was introduced in episode number 3. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's in her Imperial officer uniform looking like a badass. And then of course we have the Hasbro retro action figures. So there is Obi-Wan, looks like fifth brother, the Grand Inquisitor, Darth Vader, of course, and then my favorite new character, Ned B, or Ned 8. No, it is Ned B.
Ned B. Yeah,
Ned B.
Ned B.
Ned B, the loader droid.
Yeah,
He is wonderful. I love him so much.
yeah, he's pretty
Um,
cool.
I love these because they look like my childhood. They're like that classic Kenner style.
Yeah.
Those are going to be up for pre-order. Actually, Thursday they went up for pre-order. And then we have our first Obi-Wan Kenobi show Lego set. This is the Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Vader, and it's the duel from. Wait, this is episode 3.
Yeah, this is from episode 3.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about this yet because spoilers.
Yeah.
We won't go into too much detail there.
Yeah. It's a cool set.
It is.
Yeah.
It looks
I was a
nice.
little surprised. The price was a little high for the set,
How
I
much
think.
is it?
I want to say it was like,
Let me take a look.
yeah, I'm pulling it up here too. It's 50, and it
Yeah,
really doesn't have that many figures.
it's a little pricey.
What? How many pieces is it? It's 408 pieces for $50. Like that's
Yeah.
This
It's
should
just, it's kind of like a flat
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, if anything this should retail for maybe 25.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll like lower the price as kind of the show gets a bit older, like not as new.
I feel like this is one we'll probably see on clearance closer to like Christmas
Yeah.
shopping time.
Yeah.
They'll mark it down. I
Yeah.
mean, it does come with the Ned B action or the minifigure though.
That's why I'll buy it.
Yeah.
I'm like low key, I might.
And-
I'll justify it because Ned B's there.
Right, exactly. And it's got Tala too.
yeah.
Yeah.
The two
there we go.
standout characters from that episode, by the way.
Like we already I'm sure everybody already has an Obi-Wan and a Darth Vader figure, so
Yeah.
Not Ned B.
Yeah.
yeah,
You can never have too many Darth Vader figures. I'm just gonna throw that out.
That
there.
is true.
that's true. You could make like a whole clone army of Vader minifigs.
Oh, yes, please.
We have Darth
Uh,
Vaders.
Yes, Darth Vader's. This last one though. Go ahead.
This last one, it's Lola. Lola is immortalized as a plush. Lola is, of course, Leia's
cute.
little ladybug droid. She is so precious. The plush looks a little weird, especially because it's got legs, but I still want it. And I'm that parent that's like, I'm gonna buy it for my kids, but like it's gonna end up in my stuff. So yeah. I do. I don't know if you guys talked about this earlier on, but there's the actual like little droid that
Yes.
Hasbro came out with too.
Hmm.
That looks amazing. I really want that.
Yeah.
believe that one's 100 too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's pricey.
It looks pretty nice though.
Yeah.
It does.
And
Yeah.
it moves and beeps and lights up and everything.
Yeah.
The Hasbro one.
Reacts to you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's similar
The
to the Grogu they released.
yes, yeah, it is. The plush, on the other hand, I feel like I saw the thing for this. Where is it? Oh, it's a Target exclusive. And ow, $35 at Target for the plushie.
It will make sound effects and light up though.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense
Whoop-de-doo.
then.
That changes things.
Whoop-de-doo.
11 inches tall when her wings are up, 9 inches when down. Press its foot to hear sound effects and activate the light up eye. And it's perfect for cuddling or displaying or both.
I don't. Hopefully it is, because some of the Star Wars plush that they've come out with are not really that like soft.
No, they're
Imagine
not.
you're cuddling with that thing in your bed, and you roll over, and all of a sudden it activates, and next thing you know,
Oh
you're
my
like,
God.
whoop, 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 and like startles you awake and everything. It's terrifying.
Ugh.
That is
That would be my
terrifying.
The
luck.
legs are throwing me off.
Yeah,
The legs are really strange. It's a weird flex.
yeah, it is.
Because
Well,
as far we haven't seen Lola with legs. Maybe she has
Yeah.
them, but I don't know. It's weird.
she has them a little bit in that first episode, I believe.
Mm.
Okay.
You see them when she's flying.
Oh.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. It's been a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Then we've also just gonna move along here to our cool Father's Day ideas. Awesome stuff to get your dads. Um, let's see. They're like dog toys and treats by BarkBox.
Yeah, because just what your
Wow.
dad wants.
Just
from
what your dad
Bark
wants.
Your
Box.
dad's
Dog
Are they
dog
toys.
calling our
toys.
fathers a dog? Like, I don't.
I don't know. My
I
mom called my father a dog a couple of times. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
we called the dog Indiana.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, for the dad who insists he doesn't need anything, you can treat the family pooch. It does look really cute. I don't know that I'd even if my dad had a dog, I don't think I would get that. But whatever.
Happy
Um,
Father's Day, Dad. Here's some Bark Box.
Then next we have the Darth Vader stained glass diamond painting kit by Camelot.
That's pretty cool.
So I guess the idea is that you give it to dad and dad can paint himself a Darth Vader. Being the crafty person that I am, I would probably buy it and make it for my dad because odds are that if I gave him an art kit, it would never be completed
Agreed.
Yeah.
ever.
Same.
So heads up to anyone looking at the diamond painting kit. Maybe order that early enough to make it for your dad and like frame it. All right. We've also got the Death Star 2 watch by Citizen.
Good looking watch.
Yeah,
It is a
that's
good looking
cool.
watch.
Very
It's
nice.
got
Not a good
lightsaber
looking price
hands.
tags though.
Nice.
No.
No.
Ooh.
Well,
That price
yeah.
tag sucks.
How much was this baby?
400.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
400?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ow.
It's Citizen though.
I know.
It's a great watch. Citizen makes incredible watches. I have a Citizen that I've had for like 12 years. Runs incredibly perfect still, but no. I would not get another one.
Yeah.
Not
I
for
mean, I
that
guess if
tag.
you have a dad who doesn't already have a Citizen timepiece and is also obsessed with the Death Star.
And you have $400.
Yeah.
And that one too, Aubrey, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So far, I'm not impressed except for the Citizen watch.
I know. And then okay, so the Boba Fett cufflinks are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I do like those. The Boba Fett helmet, it's got the little mythosaur on the back. Although I don't know. I don't wear cufflinks. Do you guys wear cufflinks? Are they still a thing that guys use?
Very rarely.
I think the last time I wore cufflinks was for like when I was in a wedding party.
Yeah.
But even after that, I don't remember the last time I wore cufflinks.
Also, these are retailing at $150, by the way.
Are those small things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they they're like one of like the fine jewelry kind of things?
It's from
Yeah.
Saks Fifth
Oh,
Avenue.
it's from of
Oh.
course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Striking out today, Star Wars.
I know. Okay, this one, we like books on this show. The I Am Your Father Lessons for Parents, Protectors, and Mentors from DK Books. That one has a much more reasonable price tag than the watch. That's going to be $12.99. And that is by
Perfect.
Dan Zer, and Amy Rakow.
Oh yeah, he's the Dan
Coffee with
is
Kenobi.
Yeah, Dan's with Coffee
Yeah.
from Kenobi or Coffee with Kenobi, yeah.
I have too many tabs open. What is happening? Okay, there we go.
This next one's kind of cool.
The next one is pretty
Yeah.
cool and fairly affordable. The Joy Jolt Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber drinking glasses. Yeah, I'm probably gonna buy those. My drinkware collection is kind of a mess, so I think this is wonderful. Of course, it reads, "If you strike me down, I will become more powerful than you can possibly imagine." It is a set of 2 for $20.
Not
And
bad.
then they also have the Darth Vader ones. I find your lack of faith disturbing. And Luke Skywalker with "I am a Jedi like my father before me." Those are pretty great.
Yeah. Also retailing for $20 on Amazon, 56% off. That's really good.
It really
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
And then what every dad needs, character socks. Socks with
Listen,
character.
yeah. Socks
Yeah.
are always a great gift.
I say that as a person who totally didn't just like buy Critical Role socks, but whatever. I know my husband and my dad, though, if I gave them Darth Vader socks, would probably be like, why?
Why not?
And that's with my husband loving Star Wars. I don't think I could get him to rock Vader socks. Those, however, darn it, where did my tab go? I'm sorry, guys. I am so unorganized.
No, you're fine. Let's see here. I will say this. I love this the name of this company, Rock'em Socks.
Rock'em socks, rock'em sock'em robots.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just pulled those up. Those are $20. They say a most impressive father with TIE fighters and Death Stars, and they look like they could intimidate the socks off of you.
Yeah. It's actually, I mean, they're not bad looking, and for $20, it's not that bad.
No.
They're not.
No.
I don't know. I'm one of those people that, like, I can't get behind like the holiday specific socks because you're gonna wear them like
Really?
once or twice a year.
Okay, so false. I just wore Christmas socks today.
Nice.
Okay.
Um,
You
Yeah.
prove me wrong.
and I had people comment on them, and my response was, "Why are you paying that much attention to my socks? Like,
It's
I just
fair.
don't like this. The socks are there for me. Like, I don't care if the socks were a bunch of Christmas trees on the back of a pickup truck. Makes no sense. Like, they're look at the end of the day, they were clean socks, and I needed clean socks. I don't care what time of the year it is.
Sir, my
Yeah,
eyes
I
are
wear-
up here.
So it's like, please stop looking at my ankles, please. Like,
Yeah. Aubrey?
Oh, I was gonna say I wear holiday socks year round.
absolutely.
So
Yeah. Doesn't
I mean,
bother
I'm not
me.
gonna fault anyone. I definitely wear them under my boots, like whenever no one can see what socks I'm wearing. And then when I'm walking around my house, and my socks never match, ever.
Yeah.
Just even if it's like plain socks, they're always from two different pairs.
I have
Life
that
is too
issue,
short
too.
to wear matching socks, in my opinion.
that's true.
And you know what? Nobody should care about what kind of socks you're wearing. They really
Yeah.
shouldn't care.
Whichever one you prefer more. Sorry, we had very important questions about which pajama onesie suit to wear, the unicorn or the Minecraft creeper.
Unicorn.
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 Unicorn. Everyone says
W-
unicorn.
Way too excited to answer that question.
Unicorn.
Unicorn.
Yep,
That's the
do it.
unicorn one.
Unicorn.
Definitely the unicorn.
Unicorn.
I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with Minecraft, but
No.
unicorns are kind of superior to the creeper from Minecraft.
Nothing wrong with,
Yes.
with
Just a little
Minecraft, but
bit.
unicorns are the best.
Yes.
As long as it's okay with her.
Yeah, so character socks.
Character socks. Hey, I mean, it was on trend or on
Best gift.
Yeah.
topic there.
Hey,
All right. Moving along, we've got the Mandalorian men's ring by Star Wars Fine Jewelry
oh god, this thing's expensive too.
at a whopping $200. It is very pretty, though.
It is. It is.
It's one of those ones
Oh.
where, like, at first glance, you're like, "What is it?"
Mm-hmm.
And then, like if you know, you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like though for that much, like they'd have to wear it like every day. Like,
Oh yeah.
for
Yeah.
Something that expensive. Yeah.
That is not like a once in a while type thing. Like you would have to like wear the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dad would have to really love the Mandalorian.
Which we love the Mandalorian, but I don't know
Oh,
if we
yeah,
love it that
definitely.
much.
No. There's also our wall poster by Trends, the I am your words. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. It's been a long day.
And of course, it did not open on the right page.
Oh, the I am your father.
Yeah, the No, I am your father, Darth
Mhm.
Vader poster, which, okay, this poster looks amazing. It's got Vader's helmet with Luke
Mhm.
reflected in the lenses of the eyes from Empire Strikes Back, when, of course, he says the line. It's beautiful.
It looks like these
They're really cool.
posters retail for mostly $10 to $20.
Yeah, I think that's the brand that normally you see them like at Walmart and such,
Yeah.
Target, when they have like the rolled up posters.
Yeah. I think Pat, who's in our Discord server, has gotten this gotten some stuff from here before too. I think I'll have to ask him, but yeah.
All right, and last but not least on this list, we have the Datalorian phone case from Zazzle. A
That's
whopping
actually
$38
it's
for
cool
a.
though.
It's cool. I've seen
Yeah.
this logo on a T-shirt too. I think I would. I mean, I'm not a dad, but like if I were, I'd probably like wear the T-shirt, not necessarily have it on my phone case all the time.
Yeah, because let's face it, phone cases are hard to swap out.
hmm Like
Tell
you have
that
to
to my
commit to a
sister.
design.
Tell that to
Yeah.
your sister.
She
It's
anytime she upgrades her phone, like she starts stocking up again.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like I last time I was up at her place, she had 3 shoe boxes full of different cases that can match different outfits, and she will change her phone case based upon what outfit she wears. Look, this is how plain and simple I am. It is literally a clear case. That's all it is. There's no
She's
sticker.
dedicated.
Same.
Like I'm just like, this matches everything. Like it literally reflects. You're like, look, oh now it's like pink and purple. Who would have guessed? You know, it's like
Yeah.
I will say I did have a really cute one for a while that I picked up at Disney that was it was Mando and Grogu, and it had like on the back it was Grogu with all of his different little like tentacle
Aw.
snacks and froggies and
Yeah.
stuff. And honestly, that was the most I'd ever paid for a phone case. I want to
Yeah.
say it was like $40, and
It
it
is.
broke. It broke. It fell apart. It like split from the edges of it, and I was really really sad.
Yeah. Eve,
I feel like picking out phone cases is so stressful.
it is.
it
Mhm.
really is.
So the ones at Disney though, like the plates detach like way too
Really?
easy.
Yeah,
Oh
they
yeah.
do.
Yeah. And
Oh.
they're like 30 to 40 bucks. Like they're
Mhm.
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah, I was very disappointed.
Yeah, because my wife got a snack one because like they have like a clear back one that has like
Oh
a bunch
yeah.
of like the
Mhm.
snacks and stuff. And
Like the
then
Mickey
like
pretzels.
yeah, and then like she
Mhm.
went to switch it out one time and then like she ended up like popping it like out of like
Mhm.
the
Oh.
mold itself.
Yeah, that's what mine was doing too. So I switched back to a plain case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, this is all I need.
I just need to share my favorite Star Wars Father's Day item that is not on this
Mhm.
list
Yeah.
are the Han Solo cards.
Oh,
The
the
Han Solo
Sabic
greeting cards
or
that are like
the
no,
greeting
no,
cards, yeah.
the greeting cards that are like Galaxy's #1 dad.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, someone really didn't do their homework before they made Star Wars Father's Day cards, did
Yeah.
they?
No.
Oh,
Uh, that's a sore subject for a lot of fans.
yeah, it's still a fresh wound.
It
It
is.
really is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Someone wasn't paying attention there.
Our next topic's pretty cool.
It
Because
is.
Ashley talked about this at Celebration, and if you did not see her stage interview at Celebration, go back and watch it because it'll make you cry. Like it'll make you cry. Go.
I have a thing I have to show you guys.
Yeah, sure. You doing all right over there, John?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. My niece is blowing my phone up, and it's like, hey, I'm busy. She was like, yeah, but I have questions about this boy in school I have a crush on. I'm like, well, your uncle's busy at the moment. Your middle school crush can wait.
All right.
Wait.
So one of my favorite artists, she does a lot of Artist Alley stuff, and
Mm,
it's kind of like where she started out, and now she's doing like official license stuff for Star Wars and Disney and such.
That's
Karen Hallion,
cool.
she did for Celebration, she did the official like alphabet merch that they had.
oh yeah.
But I subscribed to her Patreon, and I just got this in the mail today.
Oh, that is
That's so
gorgeous.
pretty.
And it is Ashley Eckstein in the Ahsoka Lego dress that she wore.
Yeah.
I think it's San Diego Comic-Con a few years ago for the fashion show
Yes.
with her hair all done with like the blue and white like Ahsoka. I love this. So now I need to find something to stick it to. But yeah, it's a sticker. I was very excited. As much as like I love all of the places that I like subscribe to on Patreon, I don't necessarily keep up with my feeds all the time. And then I get like cool stuff like this in the mail, and I'm like, look, it's like a surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. Do you want to take us home on this one real quick?
I can, yes. So, Ashley Eckstein, of course, who is the voice of Ahsoka Tano in the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, she has launched a new digital series on StarWarsKids.com and the Star Wars Kids YouTube channel called Star Wars Mindful Matters, which is geared towards kids to teach them lessons inspired by the ways of the Jedi. So Ashley is hosting it, and each episode um, they cover more thoughtful approaches to mental wellness, including calmness through breathing, connecting with one's surroundings, and facing fears. Um, so yeah, I think this is a just a great thing to share with our younger kids who kind of they're all having a rough time of it lately, and
Yeah.
great way to connect to their mental wellness through fandom.
Oh yeah.
Um, so I'm very excited about this.
Yeah. That's one thing that really drew me to Ashley, like especially like in the past few years, is just her advocacy for mental health. Like mental
Mhm,
health is such a big thing, like nowadays, especially nowadays. Um,
mhm,
if you're familiar with the show Ted Lasso, the last season or this last season dealt a lot with mental health.
mhm,
I mean, yeah, it joked around with it just a little bit, but like it really took it seriously when it had to. And I think that's one thing that we as a community really need to start talking about here is mental health.
mhm.
Um, bec-
Absolutely.
because we go to Star Wars for escapism. Like that's ultimately what we
Mhm,
do. We escape into this world because it's this fantastic place. And yeah, it's all about, I mean, and yeah, who doesn't get those dopamine rushes like when you're watching Star Wars and consuming new content and all that stuff. But mental health is such a big thing. So even if you're not a kid, check it out. Like seriously, check it out because you might find something there that's going to help you out.
Help
Sorry.
everybody be a little more Jedi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Um, sorry, I didn't mean to take off there, but
No, you are fine.
I think it's something very important, especially
It is, yeah.
nowadays with everything trying to go back to normal, but with all of the crap happening in the world nowadays, it's tough and it's overwhelming. And you know, I also think that just real quick, we as a community need to hold each other accountable when it comes to mental health too. Check in on your friends, check in on your neighbors, see how they're doing. That's all I got to say about that.
Mhm.
Um oh, I have one more announcement before we get into Kenobi. The May 4th, 2023 meetup is now officially happening.
Yay!
We booked our Disney trip this week. We are going the first week in May. Um
I
and
wonder why it's that week.
I I it's Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot.
Just that.
Yeah,
That yeah, just that, that
it's not
and
as hot yet as it will be in June.
oh, I don't know. Last year in May was really hot.
No, it's gotten. I mean, I'm here all the
Oh yeah,
time.
I know you
Yeah,
are.
it's much hotter right now than it was a month ago.
Yeah, yeah. It's that humidity though. Like you feel like you're just swimming in that humidity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Especially right after it rains.
Oh
Oh my god.
yeah.
I feel like you
worst.
can't breathe.
hmm Oh
It's
yeah.
almost
I
like the state of Florida is a swamp or something.
I
You
know it's
know, it's
crazy.
Yeah.
weird.
Well, Disney was built on a swamp.
I'm just saying.
I have asthma, and I didn't realize that I had asthma until we moved to Florida,
Ooh.
and all of a sudden the humid summers, it was like I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Like,
Almost
oh,
like
I wonder
water
why.
and lungs don't go together at
Yeah.
all. Like it's
Right?
Also, if you have allergies, Florida is like one of the worst places to go.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm still here.
Yeah.
Disney is why I'm
Disney,
still
yeah,
here.
Disney,
That's a good reason.
Disney, and really nice beaches on the Gulf Coast.
You know what? I just need to go move to Anaheim because
Yeah,
they have Disney,
yeah,
less allergies,
yep,
and it probably costs the same to live there at this point.
Yeah, but they
probably.
don't have Epcot.
No, they don't have
True.
Epcot.
But they have California Adventure, which has food and wine now. So
They do. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
but
true.
Epcot.
And
still not Epcot.
California Adventure does have a Halloween party too with Oogie Boogie Bash
And
And the
Avengers
Avengers
Campus.
Campus.
and
Yep.
Yeah.
Cars Land.
Meet Steve.
All right,
Yeah.
that's it. I'm just gonna move to California.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. As I'm moving to Florida, you move to California in the next couple of years.
Switch.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, it is happening. If you want details, message us, DM us. We are going to start working on that. It's huge. I would love to see you all there. Have like this big meetup. I know our RPG group is going to try to be there as well. Because I want all of us to ride Rise of the Resistance together.
That'd be amazing.
Yes, that, and I want us all to ride Cosmic Rewind.
I still haven't been on it.
You're also forgetting one very important ride.
Oh, this ride is near and dear to John and I's hearts. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Absolutely.
Great ride.
Oh, it's a great ride.
Absolutely.
It's
I love
so
it.
much fun. It really
will.
Yeah.
I will be screaming that song the entire ride.
I
Just
know.
FYI.
I remember.
Everyone's gonna look at you like.
Remember, I jokingly said we jokingly said we were going to sit my wife in between you and I as we scream that song.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was not about that idea.
She wasn't. But guess what? It's happening.
And no. The answer is when we say guess what, and she goes what? We're like nothing's gonna stop us now.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple as that.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's happening.
I have goals. I have goals. We need enough Starlight Beacon Transmissions people there to fill a shuttle for Star Tours.
Oh, absolutely.
The whole shuttle.
I would love that. How many in your party? 30.
30. Give us the whole damn shuttle.
Yeah, give us the whole damn shuttle. And we want
would
to
like
go
a private
multiple
audience
times.
with C3PO.
Yeah. And we want to go multiple times. And we want
Just
different
tell them who you guys are.
Yeah, exactly. Don't you know who we are?
Oh, you guys have a podcast?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we haven't been in audio for a while, but
we're kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
so
we're kind of a big deal on YouTube. We have 105 subscribers.
I'm sorry, you guys have never heard of us? All right, that's it. I need to speak to the mouse, please.
Yeah.
Mr. Mouse, please.
Mr. Michelle M. Mouse.
Send your Twitter followers after them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I'm going to harass these people, harass all the Star Tours people.
What do you mean we couldn't fill up a shuttle?
Yeah. I think we could do it. I think we could do it. Yeah.
I mean, I've got 4 in my group right there, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll have if all of the RPG group goes minus you, that would be 7 base right there. Not to mention all significant others going too. Not to mention Starlight Beacon staff, because like Maggie's gonna go. Jamie, I think, is gonna come. Aubrey, I know. I count you as staff, even though you show up every once in a while, but it's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know that you're gonna be. I don't mean it like that. But I know like you're gonna try to be there. So like you're looking at like 12 people right there.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we could do it. That, and I know we could probably get at least 3 ride vehicles on Rise of the Resistance.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Now we just cross our fingers that we don't just go to Naboo the whole time on Star Tours. If I crash into the end of that N1 Starfighter one more time, I swear to God.
When it like pops through the screen.
Yeah. I feel like the last like 3 or 4 times I've been on Star Tours, it has been that exact ride every time. And I'm like, we can do some different ones, guys. It's like the whole point of this is there's different settings.
There's Coruscant. I think Yavin's another one. Hey, Joey, how's it going?
No Yavin, but they do have. At least I don't think there was Yavin. I know there's Hoth.
Yep. Batu.
Tatooine. Jakku.
Yep. Crate.
Yes, the crate one's my favorite.
Yeah, Crate's really good.
It's just so great to get yelled at by General Hux.
And I think
Everyone's dream.
yeah, there you go. And I think Exegol has been
Exegol
added
now.
too. Yeah.
Really?
The Exegol one is pretty epic. You get to go under the water with the Dianogas.
And
Great.
I think they also added Kessel too. Or they added part of the Kessel run, I think.
I
for
haven't
Solo.
seen it.
Okay.
It's not to say that it's not there. I just might not
Yeah.
have gotten that one in my rotations.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I always end up on Naboo.
They do it to you on purpose.
Yeah.
I just have to see the there's always a bigger fish scene.
I love that part. I that's like one of my favorite lines of the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, John and Joey are in chat, you know, bothering each other.
Ooh, me? Never.
No.
No.
All right. So go back into your cave, Ben.
Ben.
Ben. All right. So speaking of Ben, that's actually a great transition here. I know we're an hour and 16 minutes into this, and I am so sorry that we've been all over the place this evening, but it's our show. You should expect this.
Yep.
This is ADHD Star Wars.
So we should rename the channel.
Yeah, exactly.
ADHD.
Yeah,
Yep.
ADHD Star Wars. Yeah.
But like
Oh,
have it like
yeah.
88 like spelled out like ATAT.
Yeah. Oh, that would
yeah.
be
There you go.
great.
That would be pretty good.
Yeah, I'd love that. So Obi-Wan Kenobi. We are now up to episode 4. We're going to be doing a spoiler breakdown of episodes 3 and 4. As always, we're gonna give you our non-spoiler thoughts, and then we're gonna go right into the spoiler thoughts here. We're gonna start with Lavender, then we're gonna go with Aubrey, then we're gonna go with John, and then I'll give my thoughts on it. And then Lavender, I'm gonna have you take it away with some of the breakdown.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
goodness.
know.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So Lavender, give me your spoiler-free thoughts on episodes 3 and 4.
I love Ned B. That's about as spoiler free as I can get.
Yep.
Also I just have to say that the actress playing little Leia is like killing it. So I love her so much.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I had mentioned this or maybe I posted about it on Twitter, but my younger daughter was having the unicorn creeper child. She was having a really rough time when we were on our trip, and we decided to sit down and have some family time and watch Kenobi.
Mhm.
And we explained to her before we turned it on, we were like, we want to show you this because there's someone in this show that reminds us a lot of you.
Mhm.
And she like as soon as Leia showed up on screen, she was like, you guys think I'm like little Leia? And we're like, yeah.
Oh.
Because she is just like giant ball of sass.
She really is. She really
Yes.
is. Yeah.
Riva is fantastic. I mean, all the acting is like they're leaving nothing in reserves. Like they're all putting everything into it, and it's so great.
Yeah. Yeah. Aubrey, go ahead.
Yeah, I loved it. Ned B is one of my new favorite Star Wars characters. Yeah, little Leia's doing amazing. She just like I guess embodies like Leia's sass and stuff.
Mhm.
And she brings like so much to the show. Also Reva, I love her character.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's about as much as I can get into without spoiling things.
I know.
But it's
Hard.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, go ahead.
Yeah, I will second, third, fourth, fifth, what everyone already said. Vivian Blair is doing a fantastic job playing little Leia. Yeah, I mean, that is such a tough character to play, to embody what Leia is and what role she eventually ends up playing in the movies. It's tough, and I think it's kind of cool getting to see like the child version of her. Yeah, spoiler free. It's really tough because like it should be no surprise. Episode 3 was my favorite one so far. But both 3 and 4 are absolutely fantastic. I loved the action. I loved the storytelling. yeah, spoiler free, can't do that. Yeah, it was great. We'll leave it there.
Yeah. we're gonna get into that in just a second because I know you're dying to gush about that one
I am.
bit.
There was one voice line that had me like standing up, screaming at my TV. I was so happy.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. We'll get there.
I will say this: spoiler-free thoughts. I'm seconding everybody here, saying Riva and Leia are absolutely fantastic. Ewan McGregor proves why he's a Golden Globe winner.
For sure.
With this acting, I mean, he's absolutely incredible. I mean, just the range of emotion that you get just on his face alone in each episode without him even speaking line. It's absolutely fantastic. Um, I I love the action. Episode 4 actually had one of or two of my absolute, actually three of my absolute favorite scenes in Star Wars television with some of the action here. Um, I know that part in episode 3. I absolutely love that bit, and we're gonna get into it here in just a minute. But bravo, give Deborah Chow more Star Wars projects, give this writing team more Star Wars projects.
Yes.
And I will say this. I know it's a little bit down the road, but I want to see Vivian Blair's Leia meet Holdo. Like, I would love to see that.
That would be amazing.
Yes.
I just on that note, obviously I wasn't here to talk about episodes 1 and 2, but can I just say the amount of like Claudia Gray's Leia that's coming through in the Kenobi series, like okay, this is like a really funny, like random thing, but the purple of her dress was like described in Princess of Alderaan. And I think in the manga she like wears a dress that's that same color too.
Yes, she does.
Like as soon as I saw that purple, I was like, "This is Leia."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay. As soon as I saw Alderaan, I knew it was gonna be Leia. But
Yeah.
that purple, I was like, hands down, this is our girl.
Yeah. So let's get into the spoiler breakdown here. Episode 3, or I like to call it "Make the Empire Great Again,"
Oh my god,
because we all know that guy was pretty
frickin'
much.
Zach Braff.
Was that Zach Braff?
That
It
was
was,
Zach
yeah.
Braff. Yes,
Holy
and he was
crap.
actually in the costume. He didn't just do the voice, which is what I thought was happening. But no, he was in the suit.
That's incredible.
Right?
That is incredible. I hate his character, but I love him as that character. He's great.
He
As
is
soon as I saw
now.
that flag, I knew.
Oh,
the
yeah.
the flag. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This was pretty much a Red Hatter, essentially.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very grounded in real life, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It
is.
definitely took inspiration.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Do you want me to do a quick rundown summary of everything that happened and then we talk about it, or just go talk as we go? I don't know. I moved my browser, so now I don't know where I'm looking. Wait, I can't hear you, Eric.
I think you're muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was muted.
Yeah.
This
He was
is a
throwing
live
his
show,
voice. It was
everybody.
pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
It's a live show. I don't know
yeah.
which camera to look at.
Yeah.
There we
Camera
go.
1,
Moved
camera
it.
2.
Camera 3. Oh.
I have the dual monitor set up, and like I keep moving my Discord from one window to the other to like see my notes and such.
Yeah, so you can just run it down, and we'll expand on whatever you want to expand on, and give our spoiler thoughts on it. I will say this: these two episodes are the most beautifully shot episodes of the series so far.
Yes. Fantastic cinematography. All right. So, episode 3, we open with Obi-Wan. He is on this unmanned transport ship from Dayu with, of course, little Leia, kind of reminiscing, trying to contact Qui-Gon. Um, and he's still dwelling on the fact that Riva has just given him the freaking like of a century and telling him that Anakin Skywalker is still alive. Um, so after this, we do see we cut back to Mustafar, where Vader has his lava planet and his castle. We've seen the castle before, of course, in Rogue One, but we see it now again with him and Riva, the third sister, uh, who they're talking about everything with the Grand Inquisitor. Um, there's a lot of stuff going on between Vader and Riva that like I think we're gonna find out in the next couple of episodes that
Yeah.
like they're slowly alluding to. So quite interesting. And obviously we know that the Grand Inquisitor isn't actually dead following episode 2. But we know now that Riva's plan is to kind of eclipse the Grand Inquisitor and take over his job. Of course, we flip back to Leia and Ben with Leia's little "Are we almost there?" like every little kid ever. I love her dialogue so much. Like, you look kind of old and beat up. I don't know if anyone else felt that in their soul when they heard that. I did.
As a
Uh,
as a kid that grew up with the prequels, yeah, I felt that.
um, and it's just a great scene between the two of them. He's being the old grumpy Jedi. She's asking him all the questions he doesn't want to answer, and it's adorable.
Is
Um, oh,
real quick, is that when she asks if he's her father, or is it when they're on the planet that she asks if he's her
it's when they're
father?
on the planet a
Okay.
little later on.
Yeah.
So they land on this mostly barren planet, which why do I not see the name of it? Does
It
anyone
started
recall
with
that?
a J, I believe.
I thought it was an M.
Mimji or
I
something.
don't know.
I don't know. It was a planet that was actually in Legends before.
Yes, it was. It was a
Yeah.
mining planet, and it's
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
kind of stripped.
Yeah.
Um, while they're there, they meet Freck because they're thinking that the cargo ship that they come in on, someone's supposed to meet them. They don't see anyone there, so they kind of wander off a bit because Obi-Wan's like, if they're not here, they're not coming. Um, and they come up with a code for who they're going to be. And they run into everyone's favorite mole man, Freck, played by
Very
Zach
nice man.
Braff. Very nice, very nice.
He
Good people on
actually
both sides.
was. He actually was pretty nice at
No,
first.
Yeah. Well,
well,
at first, yeah.
At
he
first.
acted nice.
Yeah.
I thought he was
Um,
gonna be nice for a
Yeah.
minute.
I
I
mean,
thought so
did he or
too.
did he not give a free ride to two strangers on the side of the road
He
in need of
I
did.
help?
mean,
I
you're
mean,
not
Yeah,
wrong.
but he brought them right to that Imperial checkpoint and said, "You might want to check
Yeah.
these
He's
guys
a
out."
snitch.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
Well,
totally a snitch.
if you see something, you have to say something. I mean, that's what they
Okay.
tell
Do
us.
you?
I mean,
Galactic
it's like
Do
TSA.
you?
God. I do want to say one thing real quick. While Obi-Wan and Leia are walking, Obi-Wan has that vision of Anakin standing on the
Yes.
hillside in the Jedi robe. And I just have to say that was such a haunting shot.
Mhm.
And it was just
Really
it was
was.
so beautiful though. I mean just and like the amount of emotion on Ben's face just seeing that hallucination.
Mhm.
Now I'm wondering, was that a force projection from Vader?
Ooh,
Oh,
that's a good.
because you think about if he were to
Yeah.
project like the way that Luke did,
Yeah,
would it be him in the suit or would it be him how he saw himself last?
because remember, Luke when he projects in the Last Jedi, he looks a lot different than he does on Octo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's much
So maybe
younger
they can
still.
change.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't have the long hair, the
Mhm.
beard's trimmed and everything.
Yeah, he's not.
So,
It's like how he was when Ben had last seen him.
yeah, exactly. So I'm
Yes.
wondering, is this like because Obi-Wan's now connected to the Force because he had to use the Force to save Leia.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it it's a possibility that he
Yeah.
knows where he is.
Trying to scare him.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
As we talked about, they get into the truck with Freck. I love how Obi-Wan tells Leia, like, you don't talk. She's like, I don't, or I can't. And then she just starts talking. She's like,
Yeah.
I'm
He
gonna be
does
the
all the
person to talk.
talking.
I know, I loved it so much. I'm like, it's totally something my kid would do.
Very on brand.
Yeah.
Like, don't say a word. We're being sneaky. Blah 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 blah.
I just love that she just contradicts Ben. Like every
Oh.
time he tells her not to do something, she does it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so great. It's so funny.
I can't remember if it was this episode or the last episode when she's asking him, like, I think it was the last episode, like, can you lift me up with the force? Can you make me float? I want to float.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think it is the last episode. Yeah.
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 All right. So of course they hop in the truck with Freck, and there's that moment of tension when we see the galactic insignia on the back of the truck, and it's, you know, hearkening to to real life situations. Might have been a bumper sticker in our situation. We're like, um, yeah. So they get seated. They realize that they are maybe in danger, and then of course we know they're in danger when the stormtroopers hop on. I was sweating bullets.
Oh yeah.
Sweating bullets. Um, and then of course we have they're using their deception names. They're Orden and Luma are their names, and Obi-Wan calls her Leia. And I don't know if you guys were thinking this, but it was just like my husband and I were so frustrated. We're like, dude, get your stuff together. You're sitting in a truck with stormtroopers and you just used her real name.
And
What is going on?
and you're the one that came up with the plan in the first place.
Yeah. And
Right?
Leia looks so annoyed too. She's like, what?
She gives him such a look too.
Mm-hmm.
But he has a nice recovery.
Yes. The sob story
Yeah.
of Leia actually being her mother's name. And then of course just the emotion that we see on Obi-Wan's face as he's saying, like, sometimes he looks at her and he sees her mother.
Mm-hmm.
Heartbroken.
Heartbroken.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Um, and of course, as soon as the stormtroopers do leave the convoy with them, that's when she asks if he is her real father. Did you guys see any of the discourse about this on Twitter the other day?
Yes.
The eye roll.
I try to stay off of Twitter
That's
for
probably a good
people's
idea.
bad
It
takes.
was. It's so stupid. It's such a stupid take.
We all know his one true love is Satine. He didn't have a
Yeah.
thing for Padme. His kid isn't Leia. It's totally Corky. But no,
You're gonna die on that hill.
I'm totally dying on that hill.
Corky
Maggie and I are
Kenobi.
dying on that hill
Yeah,
together.
exactly.
We are Corky Kenobi truthers. Thank you very much.
Tune in next week for that podcast.
Yes.
Tinfoil hats included.
Exactly. Luna will be back for that one.
The chin thing.
She does do the. I mean, he does do the. Corky does do the chin thing.
Yes,
But no, like that discourse was so stupid though.
it really was.
Mhm.
Because
I
yeah.
took out of it that he wants to protect her from the truth of what he knows her father actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could say that I was, because I'm not Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like,
And
it wouldn't break your heart.
and if
Yeah.
anything, Obi-Wan does become a second father to her,
Mhm.
especially in the fourth episode.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
we'll get to that. But yeah, he does become a second father to her outside of Bail Organa.
Yes.
But yeah, like for somebody to say, oh well, he had a thing for Padme, clearly you weren't watching the same movies we were.
No.
No.
No. I mean, ship who you want, but like, we know what the story is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Also,
Uh,
Brotherhood makes this even more heartbreaking. All I'm gonna say is just that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
But
yes.
go on.
I do. At the same time, he's talking about when he was a child and he's taken from his family, which is the first we've ever heard him refer to his time before the Jedi.
Mhm.
So, now we get more conspiracy theory out there about other Kenobis that could be descended from his family line. He has nieces and nephews out there, maybe? More Jedi?
Or force sensitive. That would be
More
interesting.
sensitive, at least, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, we run into our roadblock where Freck turns mole. I, they really did that, didn't they? He's the
That was
snitch and he's the
offensive.
mole.
That was offensive.
They really did that.
Yeah.
I just put that together. Sorry.
That is a great fight, by the way.
Ben pulling the blaster out of the dude's hand and then shooting the other dude with it was. We all know how he feels about blasters. So seeing that happen, I was just like, what the heck, man? This is amazing. Like, where did you learn that from? Is there like a secret Jedi blaster training that we don't know about?
Is he the one that shoots the guy on the tower and then the guy gets sliced in half by the
Yeah.
beam?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
that's such a great bit too.
I was not
Brutal.
expecting that.
No.
I wasn't either.
Disney does not allow for violence, so the fact that the guy was cut in half, I thought was pretty epic.
Yeah.
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 No
Horrible
violence.
way.
No
to die.
violence.
No violence. There was no blood.
No. There
Yeah,
was
It was
True.
cauterized.
Yeah,
It was a
exactly.
clean. It was a clean cut.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then Talos shows up.
And then Talos shows up. Okay, did I or did I not call that Indira Varma was going to be on the side of the Jedi?
Oh no, you called that.
Totally
Yeah,
called that
yeah.
crap.
I
Like
don't-
weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know if you called it specifically on here or in one of our conversations, but
I
you
think
called
it
it.
was our Obi-Wan speculation
Yeah.
chat
Yeah.
before the first episodes came out.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm really glad that I was right because I love her and I didn't want to see her be a bad guy. And no, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Of course we get her working with Ned B, the lifter droid who can't talk, and they are part of the path that shuttles Jedi into hiding. And can we freaking talk about the words that were written on those walls inside that tunnel? First of all,
Bring it. Do it.
For Light and Life was on that wall.
Yes, we get High Republic stuff in Kenobi. I love it.
Our first High Republic reference on screen for Light and Life. The Jedi symbol is there. And then holy name drop, Batman. Quinlan frickin' Voss is still alive.
I was
And
not
shuttling kids to safety.
I I was drinking water at the time, and I nearly choked on my water when I heard Quinlan was still alive. I was so excited. Especially after the way Dark Disciple ends.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so excited that Quinlan is helping like young Force users and these families like get out.
Mhm.
And when she said, "Oh yeah, he helps from time to time," I was like, like done.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my theory. StarWars.com had mentioned Quinlan Voss leading up to Kenobi.
That's right.
And then we get the name drop. And now, I think it was yesterday or maybe earlier today, they posted something else about Quinlan.
Yes, it was yesterday, I believe.
So I have a feeling we're gonna see Quinlan in episode 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I would be so happy. So happy.
That'd be cool.
He's gonna step in somehow, especially in that final confrontation.
Yeah, he has to, I feel like.
I see him taking out the fifth brother. Or taking out Reva.
So fifth brother is going to survive this series because we see him in Rebels.
That's right, he's in Rebels, yeah.
Yeah, we have him and the Grand Inquisitor both make it through to Rebels.
So either
second and ninth are already dead at this point.
Yeah, so either he takes out Reva or Grand Inquisitor is taking out Reva. But I have a feeling Reva's not making it.
I wouldn't be surprised to see, her own crew turn on her because they all seemingly hate her at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's get to the big thing. Let's get to Vader v. Obi-Wan round 1. Actually, no, this would be round 2 because round 1 is actually Revenge of the Sith.
Round 1 was Mustafar. This
Yeah.
is take 2.
The
The way that you see Ben's face like drop when he feels the presence. I don't know about you guys, but I got chills. I got scared.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Like, for real scared.
I will say this. He is menacing when he's walking down the street slowly and he's like dragging the guy behind him using the force. And then
He's taking everyone out.
He snaps the one dude's neck for no reason.
That was
Very
a
on
child.
Yeah.
That was a child that he snapped the neck of.
It was a rebel sympathizer.
Okay.
He just did it for no reason. Like, no.
I have not showed my kids this episode yet, mostly because of that scene.
Yeah. So we get Obi-Wan leading Vader away so that Tala and Leia can escape, but Tala decides to go back to help Obi-Wan, which leaves Leia on her own. And
Leia
then she
convincing
runs into
her
Reva.
that she's
child
fine.
abandonment.
Hey, Leia's like, no, it's fine. I'll make it myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was very convincing.
Because they trust the 10-year-old.
When in the history of humanity or any culture, species, or whatever, have we listened to a 9 or 10-year-old like, oh yeah, no, I'm fine. I'll go off and wander and figure this out myself. You go back and help someone else out. I'm good.
It reminds me of this discussion reminds me of that quote that Pam has in The Office when she's talking about Michael Scott like starting his own paper company. And she's like, you quit your job and then you look at the 7-year-old kid that's behind the wheel and you go, yeah, kid, go ahead, you drive. Like, I trust you. Yeah, like that is that situation.
I will say I was really hoping that we were going to see Leia like outsmart Reva and run away from her and lose her in the tunnels.
Yeah.
Obviously that does not happen. I was sad about that. I wanted to see. I mean, she's for a 10-year-old, she's a pretty badass kid.
She is. So that leads us to the fight that everybody's complaining about because Ben looks way too weak.
Why are they complaining about it?
Yeah, because he wouldn't be very strong right now because he hasn't been using the force at all.
Complain about everything.
I know, but like, I'm sorry. Like, if you are a semi-coherent Star Wars fan, knowing what happens in between episode 3 and 4 in the movies, like, why would you expect anything less? Like, are we expecting Kenobi in Clone Wars kind of power? Are we expecting him pre-order 66? Like, no, you're not. Like, it makes no sense. We literally see a massive change in Obi-Wan's character between episode 3 and 4 in the movies. That, yes, this series, which takes place in between episode 2 and 3 in the movies. I don't know if people realize that.
3 and 4, yeah, but
3 and 4, yeah, pardon me, 3 and 4.
Gasp, what?
It's supposed to kind of, show that transition to a weakened Obi-Wan, Ben Kenobi. Like, get over it. It's telling a story. Like, don't be pissed off. Like, it's so dumb to get mad about that.
And
crap.
here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
As much as he, and pardon my language, as much as he gets his ass kicked in this fight, he holds his own as much as he can. And Vader's giving him all he's got too, with just the one arm. And Kenobi's just trying to block and just trying to get Vader as far away from Tala and Leia as possible. I have no problems with this fight. Ben hasn't fought in 10 years. So of course he's going to be weak. He's also cut off from the Force at this time. So of course he can't really draw upon that. Look at how
he's
weak
just drawing on his own training.
Exactly. And look how weak he was when he stopped Leia from falling.
Mhm.
after tapping into the Force. It drained him.
Yeah.
So like you anyway, this fight is great. Kenobi,
I just wanted to
yeah.
say it's kind of like Force Awakens, or not
Mhm.
not Force Awakens, Fallen Order. I'm getting my
Yeah.
names mixed up. Fallen Order, how you have Cal tapping back into the Force after not having used it for several years,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and kind of having to like reconnect with it and like like open up that muscle memory or
Mhm.
brain memory, I guess, of his abilities.
And that's the whole point of that game with his story,
Mhm.
is him
So I was
reconnecting
not
with the Force.
surprised when we see
Yeah.
Ben having to go through that too, because it's like, so
I-
it's like riding a bike. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
go away, but like like you're not going to be like Tour de France the first time you get on a bike after 5 years.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Quinlan struggle with the same thing too. Like
Unless he's been using the Force all along.
yeah.
So yeah,
Now,
I
I
wouldn't be
mean,
surprised.
also like right before that fight scene happens, when Obi-Wan takes his lightsaber out, like he kind of looks at it and he has that look of
Mhm.
fear in his face, like,
Mhm.
do I even remember how to use this?
Yeah.
And then plus with what that lightsaber now represents in the galaxy, like the fact that now it's open in the public, he's sitting here's like, I'm gonna have to tap back in to try to figure out how to use this to protect my life and Leia's life.
Mhm.
Can I even do it? And then
Yeah.
he's forced into that situation. Like, to me, watching that scene, there were no words in that scene. It
Mhm.
was literally just the music, the sound of the environment, and the look of sheer panic on Obi-Wan's face, coming to terms with what was about to happen.
Yeah.
That is some of the best storytelling in the series so far. Is
Yeah.
that one moment, the amount of emotion they were able to push through without using words was fantastic.
And
Mm.
and when you see him like holding the lightsaber when the blade's activated, his hands are shaking.
Hmm.
Like he is
Yeah.
legit scared to be doing this. Um can we talk about the dialogue, and especially that line that Vader has?
What
So
have you
Yes.
become?
yes. And
I am what you
Wait.
made me.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's so good. It's so
so
good.
That
It's
was your
so
moment,
good.
right?
That was
Yeah.
Mhm.
I rewatched that one scene probably a good 20 times.
Mhm.
It's so good.
Mhm.
Cuz I mean, that was the whole thing that Anakin was trying to put through, was like the reason he went down this path was because of the distrust of the Jedi Council, of
Mhm.
everything that happened, and he puts that blame unfortunately on Obi-Wan being his master, his trainer. And when I mean, that line was way too perfect for what it should have been, and it was super simple and straight to the point, and it was so powerful because up until that point we see Obi-Wan like reacting when he finds out Anakin's still alive. The man goes into a pure panic attack.
Yeah.
He's trying to connect with Qui-Gon. Instead, he connects with Anakin. Pure panic attack again. And now here he is, his first time seeing the new Anakin, now in Darth Vader outfit. And just that moment to realize that the strongest Sith in the galaxy, one of the most powerful Force users alive, is standing right in front of you on the dark side, and you already have your self-doubts of you losing him to the dark side. Now he comes up to you, and one of the first things he says is, I am what you made me. And like the invisible dagger that was shoved into Obi-Wan's chest, it was that impactful. It was absolutely amazing in that moment.
I
Yeah.
just want to add that following what Owen said to him
Mhm.
of like,
Oh, yeah.
train him like you trained his father.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah.
they
Man's
are
getting
all
thrown
coming for this
around.
I feel
man.
bad for him.
Yeah.
They're like, boom, roasted.
I was like, got
Literally,
him.
Can't
that's
catch a
about to
break.
happen.
Right?
So, I'm sorry, Lavender. Go ahead.
No, it's
Tell
okay.
us.
Roasted.
So, Anakin decides to give Obi-Wan a little taste of his own medicine by causing a fire to happen, and drags
Yes.
Obi-Wan through the fire quite a bit.
That was messed up.
Oh,
It was messed up.
But it's such a great scene, though.
It
It's
is.
such a great scene.
Now, was I the only one that really wanted Vader to like walk up next to Obi-Wan, bend over, and start mocking him, and be like, "How's it feel, Ben? How does it feel? You like being burnt alive, huh? How do you think I
Typical
felt,
Anakin
Ben?"
behavior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Right. I'm sitting just going like, Vader, like, go up and like let this man
He's
know
just-
what is up. Like,
He just walks up to him as he's laying there, and he just whispers, "I have the high ground now."
oh yes, that would have been so
Oh.
good.
If we don't get a high ground reference in this series, what are they even doing?
Maybe the last fight.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. Because
Maybe they're
like
saving it.
because quippy Anakin is still there. Because
Oh,
you
yeah.
get quippy Anakin
Yeah.
in Rogue One when he has the confrontation with Krennic, and he's like, "Don't choke on your aspirations, director." Like, I'm like, yeah, quippy Anakin's still there. Oh, it would have just been
Mhm.
great if he was just like, "Yeah, I have the high ground now," and just lets him burn. Like, it would have just been fantastic.
Okay, opinion question.
Yeah.
What was scarier, Rogue One hallway scene or Kenobi when he's walking down that street and dragging people and killing people?
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah. Go ahead, Aubrey.
They're both scary, but I just feel like the street was like more scarier just because he was like dragging people everywhere.
Yeah,
But the Rogue One hallway scene is like amazing.
yeah. John.
Probably the town scene, and the reason why is because Obi-Wan is now witnessing what he saw on a hologram from what happened at the Jedi Temple. He is killing people indiscriminately for the sake of striking fear into the hearts of the people there, and it's all really directed at Obi-Wan. Like, Vader 100% knows Obi-Wan is there. He's doing it to prove to him that he is not Anakin Skywalker anymore, and he wants that separation from Obi-Wan, and he wants to strike that fear. And I mean, the fact that all that was done for one person to be terrified of him versus Vader showing up in the hallway, which again was epic as anything. They're both incredibly intense scenes, but I just think the Vader in the town being directed all at Obi-Wan at the suffering of everyone else, and Obi-Wan having to sit there helplessly, like, that is what makes it incredibly terrifying.
Yeah, I will say the street scene is the scariest in my opinion because, and it goes to what John said. This is Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader in his prime. This is like full blown Force user. I'm mad as hell. This guy ruined my life, and I'm gonna make him suffer. And he makes people suffer to make Obi-Wan suffer. It reminds
Yeah.
me. This is really interesting, John. Since you read Light of the Jedi, and Lavender, since you read Light of the Jedi, it reminds me of what Markian does to Loden Greatstorm,
Yeah.
where he's torturing people, and they're in pain in the Force to torture Loden. It reminded
Yes.
me of that so much.
I didn't draw that parallel, but yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's so scary. Lavender, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna finish up the roundup for this episode because we still have another episode to talk about.
We do. I'm sorry. We're gonna go a little long tonight.
So of course that's pretty much where our episode ends off. We know that Hela finds Ben, and the Vader and the stormtroopers do not cross over that fire.
Do you think Vader is a little scared of the fire at this point?
I would say that's yeah, probably. He's not rushing to get into it.
Or would you say he's more intimidated by it?
I have an answer for this.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. So the way I interpreted that whole thing was Vader is in no rush to get rid of Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Vader wants Obi-Wan to suffer, just like how he felt Obi-Wan made him suffer through, leaving his mother, becoming a Jedi, losing Padme, being rejected by the Jedi Council in his eyes, being told the Jedi way is the wrong way, and essentially believing the lies of Palpatine and the dark side, and eventually finding solace in that. So with him, it's like, I suffered most of my life under your leadership, under your directive, and this is where I'm at now. Now I hate you. I can't stand you. I want you to feel the same pain and suffering you made me feel for the past 20, 30 years. And I'm going to drag this out because, honestly, look, if he wanted to kill him, he could have thrown him right there in the middle of the fire and just let him cook.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
on the edge of the fire,
Just force
barely
choke
in
him and
there. Yeah.
done. He could have broken his neck.
Yeah. Definitely, he's doing it to make him suffer. He's in no rush to kill him.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point. So let's move on to episode 4 now, and I gotta tell you, this opening in episode 4, the parallels between these two, it's incredible.
I actually did like a double take, like when I was watching it the first time. So, and this is the first of the episodes that I actually watched at 3 a.m. Yeah, I've been better about like watching stuff in the morning, but no, I stayed up for this one. Ugh, it's so good. All right, so episode 4, part 4 of the series. We open with Obi-Wan and Vader kind of cutting back and forth between the two of them, healing and back to tanks. Um, we do have Obi-Wan has obviously been rescued by Tala, um, and Vader is, back wherever Vader chills, probably back on Mustafar. Do. So we have the back to tank scenes. Uh, I will say I was almost expecting that we were going to get a back to tank flashback. Almost.
I was too.
I was kind of surprised that we didn't, and also relieved.
Oh, we're not going Book of Boba Fett route here.
No, not again. We can't do that again.
Flashback abruptly ends when Black Chrysanthemum pulls Obi-Wan out of the tank.
We haven't seen any Wookiees yet in this show.
No, we haven't.
Any
yeah.
Wookiees? Wait, we need Chrysanthemum in this show. He needs to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, after the back to tank.
Anyway, after the back to tank, of course, Obi-Wan's first concern is where is Leia? Because as we know, Leia was like, I got this. And she didn't. So we see that she has, of course, been taken to the water moon of Nur, which we know now is in the Mustafar system.
Which I think is really cool.
I think it's really cool too. I love that you have like that fire and water dynamic between the two. Is Mustafar a moon or the planet?
Mustafar is a planet.
The planet with a water moon. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, for anyone who's played Fallen Order, we have already broken into this fortress at one point. So I thought it was cool to see it again and see like more of it, like it's a day-to-day operations versus Cal breaking in.
Yeah.
We've got Reva, who is she tells Leia that Obi-Wan is dead. Which I don't think that Leia truly believed.
Oh no.
I don't know.
No. Which
I
gotta
like.
go ahead.
Or I like how Leia was trying to trick like Reva, while Reva was trying to trick Leia.
Yeah.
Like
I gotta tell you, Leia holds her own against Reva, hardcore in this scene.
yeah.
Or in those sequences. And it reminds me of the interaction between Poe and Kylo Ren in The Force Awakens, when they first meet. And Poe's like, so who talks first? You talk first, I talk first? One of those things.
Yeah, I saw a lot of that in this scene, as well as it was reminding me very heavily of when Leia is captured at the beginning of episode 4. And she's all snarky to Tarkin. That was great. Like, oh, I should have recognized your foul stench.
Yeah. And you see a lot of those parallels with that. Yeah, it's so great because and everything this Leia leads to Hutt Slayer Leia, and I'm so happy about this.
I have one out not about the episode, just kind of about Star Wars in general, big feel about this, and that is I'm so sad that Carrie Fisher is not here to see this, because I think she would have loved the heck out of it.
Oh yeah.
like seeing the little Leia.
Yeah.
And for those people that are bullying her on social media and stuff, Carrie would stick up for her in a
Oh,
heartbeat.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And she would use very colorful language to do
Oh
it as
yeah,
well.
she
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
And
Lots
there
of
would
middle fingers.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
I was just gonna say, like there would be a set picture with Carrie Fisher and Vivian Blair like giving people the middle finger.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah,
Would have been wonderful.
yeah. Um, Riva results to torture in this, which I think that was scary. That was a
Yeah.
scary scene.
Going for the eyeballs. That's not cool.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I yes, I was very worried for little Leia. Although obviously we know she ends up fine. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, just one quick thing. You know, of course, we go back to the planet where Obi-Wan is chilling with uh our rebels, I guess. Um,
I'd call
I
them
love that
rebels.
I love that Christina Ariel had a cameo. Did you guys see that?
Oh yeah, she's in the background.
She is in the
Yeah.
background. Her and her afro. She like walks across the scene, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, I thought that was amazing. She's on camera in Star Wars now. She's not just our High Republic show host. She is actually a person in the universe. Okay. So can we just talk about we have the rebel engineer, was this
It wasn't Wade.
it wasn't Wade. Wade's the one dude who
Yeah.
uh
I
O'Shea Jackson, his
I forget
character.
his name, but yeah.
I forget his name too. Um, but you know, I love that Obi-Wan's kind of talking to him about like you don't know what these people are capable of,
Mhm.
and you know, Obi-Wan's just been chilling on Tatooine and not a part of any of this fight that's been
Yeah.
going on, where obviously these guys have been like laying the groundwork of the rebellion.
Mhm.
So when he tells him that he has a wife who she was force sensitive and so he knows exactly what they're capable of,
Mhm.
I'm just like, oh
And
yeah.
I gotta say, O'Shea Jackson is incredible in these
Mhm.
scenes. Just it's he acts so beautifully in this show. And so does I'm blanking on Tala's actor name.
Indira Varma.
Yeah, I mean
Hmm.
I loved her in Game of Thrones, but I think she's even better
Hmm.
in this show.
I think so too.
Yeah. Um,
Um,
and that's when
oh
we formulate the rescue plan.
yes, this is the rescue plan. They are going to go to Nur to rescue Leia. I love that we get to see the 3D like the holo map of
Hmm.
Fortress
Mhm.
Inquisitorius, and of course they call it Fortress Inquisitorius, which is great. All of my Fallen Order feels and nerdiness were coming out, and I was
Oh
like
yeah.
jumping up and down on my couch.
Oh
um,
yeah.
so like it was kind of we're cutting back and forth between this point with the rescue mission and Leia being just super awesome and not wanting to tell Riva anything. And I mean, she's trying to get everything out of her any way she can. She's like kind of bluffing her. Leia's giving it right back, which I loved. Um, Sorry, I'm like looking through my bullet points here.
It's okay. I do want to say this though, when it comes to the torture scene, you can tell Riva really struggles with it,
Yeah.
with Leia being a child.
Hmm.
Like, so that to me shows that there's still good in Riva, like there was like in Trilla and the Grand Inquisitor.
Mhm.
Um, because like when the Grand Inquisitor meets his end, it's after Kanan meets him as the Temple Guard
Right.
in Rebels. So like you can still tell there's good in Riva, and just the emotion that Moses Ingram puts into that scene is it's beautiful.
Yeah, like you kind of see her like walking that line of like going too far, but then also like maybe not wanting to actually hurt Leia. Like she just wants her to talk.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's similar to Kylo Ren essentially, like with Rey.
Hmm.
Yeah.
definitely shades of that. I just wanted to say real quick too, on that note, Kylo Ren, Ben Solo,
Mhm.
uh, after this series, they're like anyone who before was like, why did she name her son after Ben Kenobi? She only knew him for like 5 minutes. Um, I think this makes the case for why his name is Ben
Oh yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Obi-Wan rescuing Leia and how
Yes.
badass that sequence is? And how, like, between the shades of dark and the blue from his lightsaber, it reminded me of that sequence in the Mandalorian when he's walking down the hallway and like every
Mhm.
time you see like the lights flash, like he gets closer to the one dude.
Hmm.
Yeah, it just reminded me of that so
Yes.
much.
I know a lot of people were mentioning too that it was reminiscent of a scene from Force Unleashed
Mhm.
with like
Yes.
fighting with, the lightsaber and they turn it off and use the darkness. Which also Ahsoka on in The Mandalorian when she was fighting in the forest, like
Yes.
picking off the guys in the forest, she did that same kind
Yeah.
of trick.
Yeah, she did.
I like
Uh,
that.
And then that leads us to another great hallway scene.
This was our first Obi-Wan hallway scene. I
Yeah.
love how we're
And
just like,
you can slowly like see him getting a bit stronger too
Yes.
and like figuring out how to fight again.
yeah, he gets the twirl back in his
Yeah.
saber that he didn't have in the fight with Vader. It's like it's coming, like the muscle memory is coming back to
Mhm.
him.
Yeah, he's very stiff at the beginning of that fight, but like
Hmm.
at the end, he's really like flowing. Like he's really starting to flow.
As that's all going on, of course, we have Tala who's kind of running distraction for Obi-Wan after he tells her, I need a distraction. And with her Imperial credentials and uniform and everything, she's able to kind of get in there. The scene where she bluffs the guard who's like, oh, this isn't your sector, you're not supposed to be here. I'm just like, that was some badass lady energy. She's like, "Don't you know who I am? Like, I outrank you. What do you think you're doing?" Just like pulls that rank card on him so fast. Like, do you want your supervisors to know that you didn't let me through? It was wonderful. It's wonderful. Um, and we see I love this little callback to A New Hope, the little handheld communicator like C3PO used. I thought it was great. Um, Then, of course, getting caught by the other Imperial officer while she is trying to help Ben get through everything. Um, and the way she just casually walks around the corner and takes him out. Beautiful. I love when Star Wars is espionage, you guys.
Oh, that's the best Star Wars.
It really
Spy
is.
As long
Star
as it
Wars
doesn't
is
get political.
no, yeah, okay.
It's never been political.
I didn't say political. I said espionage. We like spy games.
Yeah, and that's why quick side note, that's why I'm super excited for Andor.
I
Oh,
have to step
absolutely.
Oh my god,
off the
yeah.
side real
Yeah,
quick
yeah,
about that.
go ahead, bud.
All right.
I'm sorry we're
Okay.
over 2 hours. I apologize.
We totally missed a part in our recap here.
Hmm.
The Jedi tomb.
Oh
Oh,
The
yeah.
yeah.
Jedi tomb comes right before Ben gets to Leia
Yeah.
to rescue her. Um,
That was
we get
dark.
Master
another High
Sunube.
Republic reference with Master Sunube.
Yeah.
Um, I I saw a lot of people on Twitter trying to see if they could guess who everybody was, and
Mhm.
someone thought one of the women was Sierra Jinda, but it didn't look anything like her. I don't think that was
No.
her.
No, because she survived Fallen Order.
She survived Fallen Order.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously there's, time in between Fallen Order and where we are now in the
Yeah.
timeline, but
I don't
the
think they would have
person
killed her between that though.
I don't think so either. And
No.
like I said too, the person in stasis or whatever it was
Yeah.
does not look like her.
And quick note here, if they're gonna kill her, they're gonna do it in Jedi Survivor.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, her
She's
story is
too.
going to be in the game.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Um, let's
The
see.
the little kid Uh, I want to say it's the one from the temple, but I also want to say it's the little kid that told Obi-Wan and Master Yoda that somebody erased the archive memory.
Well, no, that kid would have been older
Oh yeah,
because
that's
that
true.
that scene was from Attack of the Clones.
Yeah,
Got
So
the
yeah,
helmet on and everything.
yeah, the little lightsaber training helmet.
yeah, he would have been
Aw.
3 years older at that point too.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, definitely not him.
yeah, he would have been a teenager at that point.
I think it's Master Skywalker. What are we gonna do?
That poor
There's too
kid.
many of them.
There's too many of them. What are we gonna do?
Poor
Which,
guy.
which I gotta say, the robot chicken version of that one is fantastic because he's like,
Hmm.
line up everybody and close your eyes. I'm gonna give you a surprise. And
Oh
like
my
all the
God,
kids
yes.
line up and they're like, I hope I they're like, oh, can I see my parents? And then the kids like, Master Skywalker, can my surprise just be a hug? And then like Anakin's like, you can do this. You can do this. Think about Padme in the fields of Naboo. And then like he thinks about cutting flowers and stuff.
So bad.
Oh
Dancing
my
around in
God.
the fields with the lightsaber.
That's horrible.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It's amazing and awful at the same time.
Yes, and then Padme shows up at their apartment and she goes, Anakin, I'm home. And he's like, oh, great. And I picked you some fresh flowers too. And like she walks into the dining room and all you hear is a scream. That's it. Like you don't see what it was. All you hear is a scream.
We know what it was.
Yeah.
Their apartment was bathed in the blood of children.
Yeah. But yeah, that tomb, that was so creepy because that's
It was
pretty
Yeah.
much
creepy.
Vader's trophy room.
I think in between being Vader's trophy room, and I would not be surprised at all if there's going to be some cloning experiments coming out of that room.
That's what I
Oh,
was
yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I saw people say like maybe they're not dead, but like I don't know.
Like
Uh,
preserved.
I think they're yeah.
I think
I don't know.
Sanuve's dead. I really
Yeah,
think
he
Sanuve's
looks
dead. Yeah.
I think they're like pickled Snokes in jars.
gold Snokes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, well, maybe like the Emperor like alluded to what he's doing on Exegol at the time, but Vader won't know about Exegol until in between in
Mhm.
between 5 and 6.
Right.
Yeah, because that's the current Vader run.
Yes.
That takes place in between Empire and Jedi.
But just because Vader doesn't know about Exegol doesn't mean that he doesn't know about cloning.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Because
true.
we do see at the end of Mandalorian season 2, it seems like we're going to see cloning facilities.
Yeah,
Right?
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Bad Batch alluded to it too.
Bad Batch. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking, not Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the Jedi tomb that we totally forgot to talk about before.
That was badass. Like they're like, oh, where are all these Force users? Where are they going? They all just disappear. Oh well,
They're in our
we all-
basement.
we all
In the basement.
you know, we all know of like carbonite baths. You know, well now we just have like I don't know. I mean, are they dead? Probably they don't look dead. They just kind of like they're kind of
Yeah.
in really solidified
Frozen.
gelatin. Just kind of
Yeah.
Ugh,
They're in
gross.
giant jello.
you know,
Jedi Jello molds.
Yeah.
right?
Darth-
And you just like
Darth
kind of like
Vader.
just like pop it out and like just
Darth Vader had a little help from Jim Halpert.
Oh my
no.
god.
So I'll say this: it kind of makes the ending of Jedi Fallen Order even more creepy.
Yeah,
now that
it
like
does.
creepier to like going back thinking about that. Like
Mhm.
Cal Kestis was in this same facility
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
could have easily come across all of this. And like, how would that have changed his story? How would that have changed his final decision?
Yeah.
Knowing that there is a basement full of Jedi underwater in this building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that just goes to talk about the structural integrity of Fortress
Oh my God.
Inquisitorius,
This is like the
because
weakest place the Empire has ever built.
right? Like we need to stop doing underwater tunnels in our evil buildings. We've seen yeah. It's just a bad mix.
They never work out.
R.I.P.
No.
Camino.
Poor Camino.
Well,
To Paca City went.
I mean, they did it in Resistance too. With the Colossus
haven't
being
seen it.
underwater. Oh, okay. Spoiler alert.
Spoilers. Fine.
Yeah. So
I don't know what I'm doing with myself that I haven't seen it yet, but
it's so good. Yes, and then that leads us to the confrontation between. Okay, that leads us to the confrontation between Riva and Tala on the landing platform as they're escaping.
traitor.
Radar.
We love a good traitor call out.
Which this reminded me of the dialogue from the previous episode with Vader and Kenobi. And with Riva saying you betrayed everything that you were, and then Tala's like, I was never this.
Yeah. I want so much more backstory for Tala. I want to know everything about her. I want a Tala series. She is.
And we get to see snow speeders without the snow.
I know, that was really surprising. And rip Wade.
No.
Poor guy.
R.I.P. Wade.
Yes.
He was the hero of the rebellion.
The original hero.
Yeah.
He came in clutch there.
It's all about Wade.
Yep. So yeah, of course we see Wade get taken out, but our heroes make their grand escape. And Leia holding Ben's hand.
Yeah.
All of the feels.
This leads us to another one of my favorite scenes of the episode. And this goes to show you how great of an actor Hayden Christensen is without saying any dialogue. He is menacing in that Vader suit.
He is.
And when he like picks up Riva and starts force choking her, I was like, do it. Like I'm sorry, I had goosebumps with just how well that's acted.
His walk down the hall.
Oh, yeah.
Was amazing.
Oh yeah. Because he has a purpose when he's walking down that hall.
Oh yeah.
He
I've
looks
seen so many edits to that walk already.
Oh yeah. He looks like every pissed off parent like about to like come discipline their kid.
Yeah.
Yes. What did I tell you about?
Yeah.
Insert thing here.
Put everything into that walk.
Yes. Riva barely gets out of this punishment, and we find out there's a tracking device. And it had to be the cutest thing ever that is now.
She put the tracker in Lola.
Poor Lola.
Traitor. Poor Lola. I really hope that they find this and disable it. I feel like Leia would have a severe distrust of droids if something terrible happens because of Lola, you know?
Yeah.
And like we see her still being very droid friendly. Even to the point where she still has the kitchen droid that almost kills her son.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's right. That's in Last Shot. Yeah.
Last Shot, they have the kitchen droid that tries to slit Ben's throat.
That's right.
Goes from making calf to trying to murder tiny child.
Oh yeah, that's when the one dude gets involved. Yeah.
If you haven't read Last Shot, well, I obviously you have, Eric, but Last Shot is just so freaking good.
I will say this. This lays the groundwork for Daniel Jose Alder's other Star Wars stuff, and I mean, Last Shot. We wouldn't have Midnight Horizon without Last Shot. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say this. I think out of both of these episodes, 4 is the strongest. I mean,
surprisingly the shortest.
It is. I was just about to say that. 4 clocks in at 39 minutes. What is it with Star Wars and these run times that are like, well, this episode's going to be 20 minutes. This episode's going to be 50.
I think what it is that they're not limiting their filmmaking to, I have to fit exactly this much storytelling into this much time. They're like, this is the arc I want this episode to take.
Yeah.
And it's going to take however much time we want it to.
Yeah.
And if that's 39 minutes or 47, so be it.
Mhm.
Like, they don't have to work around commercial times like standard television does.
That's true.
So,
Well, yet they keep teasing the
no,
add
don't
Disney
jinx,
Plus.
don't jinx it.
I hope they don't do that.
No.
Gosh, I hope not. I finally just had to upgrade my Paramount Plus because I was watching too much Star Trek with commercials. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. But yeah. So those are those 2 episodes. I'm sorry we are over 2 hours, folks. I apologize.
There was so much going on
There
in this
was.
episode, though.
And plus, I went off on multiple tangents at the beginning of the show, and
Well, so there was no show last week, so we had to fit all of the tangents into this
oh
one.
yeah.
And the moonshine.
The moonshine was
Very
very
important.
important.
It
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
Yes.
it really, really was. I just want to say thank you to everybody who watched. I want to say thank you to Aubrey. I want to say thank you to John. Of course, Lavender. Thank you as always for being my my co-pilot.
Co-pilot, yes.
On this starship here. Um, Also, don't forget if you have not entered that Halcyon uh contest to win a trip on board the Halcyon, do that. I don't know why I'm plugging a Read Star Wars thing, but I'm just saying it's exciting.
Yeah.
So do that. Don't forget to join us or start booking your Disney trips now for May 4th next year. All you need is $200 down at WaltDisneyWorld.com. You can pick your hotel and your ticket packages, and
Is there a coupon code?
no, not yet. And believe me, as soon as I find a deal, I am like going to call Disney and be like, "Hey," because they can apply deals to it too.
That is
So
true.
yeah,
Yes.
and then they'll apply whatever money that you put down on it. So yeah, so there's that. Also, join us June 20th, RPG show coming back. Lavender is joining us as a mysterious character that I'm not going to tell you about.
Hey, I can't tell you about it yet either because
Because
I
we have
don't
to work
know.
on it.
We still have to work on it.
Yeah. But it's going to continue our Halcyon storyline, our Halcyon Star Cruiser theft storyline. We're not doing Law and Order. I know people are upset, but it's fine.
Still want to see the Hallmark movie.
We could do. Actually, that would be a fun one to do too.
That should be our Christmas show.
A Life Day Hallmark Star Wars movie.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
it's happening. We got to start writing that. Anyway, those are all the announcements. Thank you once again. We love you. We hope that you have a wonderful week. May the force be with you. May you always fight for light in life. And remember, at the end of the day, we are all the Republic, except for certain individuals. I didn't say their name.
You insinuated it though, but it's
I
okay.
did. It's all right. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful week.